Hi, before we start, let's make sure that we have here Cycles render engine selected. And then we can delete this default cube because we are not going to use this one. And then let's center the cursor by pressing Shift+C. And let's add the cylinder. And this is going to be the first pencil in this scene. And here we need 6 vertices, because I think that's the correct amount of vertices in pencils. And this is actually a little bit too big also, so let's make the radius a little bit smaller. Something like this, I think, looks very good. Even smaller. I think this is getting very good. And then let's add also more depth for this. Okay, looks very good. And now we can go to edit mode by pressing tab. And let's select these here by pressing Alt plus Shift plus right mouse button. And then let's extrude them in Z axis. Something like this looks very good. And let's scale them with S key. And then let's extrude again. And this is going to be the tip of this pencil, the place where the drawing will go out, if you can imagine that kind of thing. And then let's bevel this a little bit, because I think it should be not so sharp looking thing. Okay. Looking pretty nice. And let's go again to edit mode, and let's go here in edge selection mode, and with Alt plus Control plus Shift plus right mouse button I select all of these. And then I am going to go in here, and I'm going to add here a bevel modifier. And here I'm going to use the weight, I guess. And then let's go here and let's change this value so we can kind of control the bevel here, like that. And now I'm going to add more segments also to this one. Looking very nice. Let's enable the smooth shading also. And I think this needs a little bit more. I mean, this doesn't look very smooth, to be honest. So I need to add here something to make it more kind of round. So I'm going to add loop cuts here. Ctrl R and then left mouse button, and then here, and then here, and then here, and here, and here. And now we have here everywhere the loop cuts. And then Ctrl R, I'm going to add here also a loop cut, and I'm going to move it there. And now is the trick. Let's press Alt plus Shift plus S, and then 1. And now it's perfectly circle, as you can see. And then let's do the same here also, and here. This is actually a very stupid way to do that, because you could actually done this at the start. But no worries, we can do it also in this way. Okay. And then I'm going to back in vertex selection mode, and I'm going to select all of these. And I'm going to move them down. Just like that. And let's move also these. And I'm going to scale these also a little bit. Actually, I can't do it. Let's just move these a little bit up. And Alt plus Shift plus right mouse button, and then let's slide a little bit these. And then let's scale a little bit. Okay, it's getting better, I guess. Now we start doing the materials for this. Let's save our project, and I have here a folder for this pencils, and let's call this pencils 1. Alright. Next thing to do is to create a material for this. So let's go here in materials tab, and then let's click this new, and let's call this paint. Good. And let's go here also. Okay, let's add here a color, for example red. It's a temporary. And then let's drag and drop this red color also here, so we can see it in this viewport. And now let's click again this, and let's call this wood, and let's select also here some color which is going to look like a wood, and I'm going to use that here. So I need to go here in edit mode, and with Alt plus Shift plus right click I select these, and then I assign that wood here. It is very good. And then let's create another material, and what do I call this material? To be honest, I don't know. I need to Google it. I don't know, I just call it tip, so it's going to be tip, and I also select here some red color, and let's select these. If you, by the way, have problems like this, you can center the camera and it's hard to rotate. Then you select something here and then press numpad period, and now the camera is centered to that one. Okay, so Ctrl plus and Ctrl minus if you select too much, and then let's select this tip material and assign, and drag and drop this here also. And let's go here and let's select again it, and then E to extrude and scale, and then Alt plus Shift plus S and 0, and then choose here tip, and then let's select this, and here wood. Very good. So our first pencil is here. Let's drag this widget here to create new editor, and let's select here node editor, and let's select this one, and then let's go here in materials, and we have here this diffuse. Now you, by the way, maybe wanna know why I'm not using the principal BSDF here. The reason is that beta version, it's during this time a beta version, so there's a book that don't allow me to use that material in this tutorial. But yeah, if you are like from the future and you have the official release of that Blender 2.9, I have this old version, then you can use the principal materials. Okay, so I have here, let's first create this paint material, and let's add here glossy, and then I'm going to add there mix shader like this, and then connect this here. And here if we click Shift plus Z, we see that it's now reflecting partly. And let's add here also Fresnel, this one, and let's connect this in this socket. By the way, I wanna add some better light source because it's hard to see anything here. So let's select this light source and let's make it sun. Okay, lot better. And now the trick I need to do is to add here some color variation. If I, for example, duplicate this one, it's always red, and I don't always wanna have red pencils. I wanna have random colored pencils. So how I do it, I add here color ramp, and then I drag this color here, and then I connect this here, and now we have this kind of gradient here, but it's not what I want to do. So I add here also object info node, and then I connect this random here. So now those are always something random between these two widgets. And I select here constant, and now I can with these select the colors I wanna have there. So let's just press this plus icon and add some different colors, whatever you wanna have there. I think there's black and white also available, and maybe yellow, and green is always good also. Actually, I wanna Google some pencils so I can see better which colors I wanna have there. There is actually very many colors, but I think I'm not going to have that many colors. Or am I? If I wanna have completely random colors, I mean like thousands of different colors, then I can activate here the ease, and now we have all of those random colors. So let's duplicate these again, and you see that we have lots of different pencils. But I think I'm going to be constant. Let's add here also pink for random reasons. And if you make one color smaller, then you select the possibility that Blender will choose that specific color. So if I make it like this, then it's very rare that there is this kind of color. Okay. And now when I have this here, I just select those both with Shift key and then press Ctrl plus G, and I make a new group from this, and then let's press Tab to get out from this group, and let's name this group colors. Good. And now we have here this tip, and then let's add here group colors, and let's connect this here. So now we have the same color here in every object, in the tip also, and that is exactly what we want. Okay, now I can delete that one, and let's go out from the rendered mode. I wanna add here a little bit supporting edge, because it seems that it was kind of leaking. Now it's better. Also wanna drag and drop this, because I wanna make those look beautiful in my viewport. Okay, so let's name this as a pencil. Okay, and then let's move it to some other layer. Now what I wanna do next is that holder for those pencils, that basket kind of thing. So I started by creating a cylinder here, and I think those 32 is a little bit too many vertices, so I reduce a little bit of them. Maybe 18 or even less. 16 is very good for me. And let's go press tab to go in edit mode, and then I scale this one here and move it a little bit up. Actually, I'm going to move this wall. I was control tracking it to Z axis. And this, I think, is very good shape. Something like this. And then let's go here. Oh, I forgot. I need to select this one here. Control Alt plus Shift plus right mouse button, and then E to extrude, then Alt plus M and merge at center. Good. And let's go now here in modifiers, and let's select here the wireframe modifier. So we create this kind of wireframe as, and let's make this a little bit bigger. This, I guess, is very good. And let's apply it. And now I need to select all of these because I don't wanna have those things here. So press X and delete edges. And now we have also these. I need to delete those also. Select loose geometry. Yes. So let's press space and then right there, loose, and select loose geometry. This is what we want to do. And then press X and delete edges. Okay, and then let's select everything and press F. And now we have faces there. It is pretty good. And let's add here subdivision surface modifier. And this is very ugly, to be honest. So let's go in edit mode and let's add here supporting geometry. And I'm doing this manually because it looks more natural than if there is some randomness in this object. Okay, and let's go here in transform menu and let's activate this smooth shading. And then we can add here a circle, which is this one. And now we need to remember the amount of vertices we were using here. And I was using 16. So let's go here and let's select 16. And there should be a vertex in all of those spikes. And let's go in edit mode and move it a little bit up, and then let's scale it a little bit bigger than those spikes, I mean wider. And then let's go here and select vertex selection mode, and then select checker deselect, and I have here these values 2, 1 and 0, and now I can scale these a little bit, so it's creating that kind of star shape there. And I'm trying to have this gap to have a similar amount of gap than we have here. Okay, and this is very okay. And let's select everything and then Ctrl plus Shift plus B, and we create bevels. And with mouse wheel you can add more or less. do not add too many because this is generating very much geometry into your object. So for me, I think 4 of these vertices is very good amount if every tip of this star. And then we go here in modifier and then add here a skin modifier. And let's go in edit mode and let's select everything and then activate this button here, so we can see through this mesh and see the star there inside of that. And then we have here this menu, and we have here in top of this menu displays vertices data, and we have here this mean radius x and mean radius y. So let's make those values smaller. And now it's up to you what kind of values you wanna have there. I guess I'm going something like this, maybe a little bit higher in top. And it seems that it's not touching this, so I need to make it also a little bit thicker. And now it's very good. And then let's go out from the edit mode and then let's go here and activate subdivision surface, and here smooth shading. Okay, good. This is the first this kind of thing we have in this basket. And then let's go here in edit mode and then let's select everything and activate duplicate it, and then move a little bit up like this, and then R to rotate and Z to Z axis, and then rotate it like this. Actually top view maybe is better. Rotating Z axis, and that is what I wanna have there. And let's select everything and then duplicate again and move in Z axis, and then let's scale it a little bit. Scale as to something like this, and then let's select everything and duplicate again, and then we need to scale again. And again select everything and duplicate and scale. And now I'm going to duplicate these in one the last time and then scale like this. And let's select this last one, and then delete it just because it seems that we don't need it. And then let's select those bottom two and let's duplicate those also and move a little bit down and scale also a little bit. That's very good looking basket, I think. Remember to save it. And then let's go in edit mode and let's center the 3D cursor, and then let's add here circle, and you should have this same specific amount of those vertices because Blender remembers it. So let's scale it just a little bit smaller. And now you see that there is no those, it's not skinning it, and there's a reason for that. Blender needs to know where is the root vertex of this. So let's select one of those and click root, and then we have it. And now we need to edit these values and also again. Something like this, and then select and then checker deselect and then move Z little bit. Control plus and Shift plus Control plus B to add those bevels, and then let's select it a little bit. Let's select everything and move it up a little bit. It seems the wave shape is a little bit too small, so scale it Z-axis. Okay, now I'm going to duplicate it and just as to scale and Shift plus Z, and then rotate in Z-axis. And now I can select those both and scale, duplicate and S to scale and Shift plus Z, like that, and duplicate, and the same process continues. Okay, now I have the shape I wanna have. Okay, I'm going to scale this a little bit. Alright, very good. Now I wanna create some material for these, and usually those are made of wicker, so I create a wicker material for this. So let's call this wicker, and then we need to create some colors for this. But let's first add here glossy BSDF, and then let's add mix shader and connect it there, and then let's add Fresnel and connect this there. And now let's add here noise texture, and then let's add here mix RGB, and let's connect this here, and let's select here some very dark brown, and then even darker brown, and then let's connect this, actually this here, and let's see how it looks like. It's not looking like a wicker, to be honest. Let's also add the same material for this, so let's select that part, and then let's select here wicker, and I also wanna have this color here in the viewport, so I drag it from there. Okay, let's make this value bigger, and let's add here texture coordinates node, and then let's use here object, and I make this even darker. Okay, and then let's add here color ramp node and connect it here, and then let's thicken these sockets. And I also wanna have some sort of bump mapping there, but let's add more details. Okay, so the bump mapping, let's make a little bit more space here, and then let's add here bump node and connect it in both of those normal sockets, and then let's add here, actually let's connect this here, so now there is bump mapping, and let's reduce the strength a little bit. I guess this is very good now. And actually I don't like that too dark spots there, so let's go a little bit back. It also looks very plastic, so let's tweak these values a little bit. 0 is not an answer. I'm trying these settings. And by the way, if you don't like this result, you can add there an image texture also. I think I make the noise scale a little bit bigger by reducing this value. Okay, I guess it's better now. I'm going to leave it for a while, at least like this. Maybe I will come back later if I figure out something I wanna do there. Okay, so let's center the cursor again and let's add here a cylinder. And okay, I'm going to show you why I do that. So let's go here to this layer where this pencil is, and then let's press M to move it to this layer, and let's move it there. And by the way, it's too small, so I make it bigger, something like this. So even bigger, and Control A and then apply scale. Okay, now if I go here in physics, where is it? Here, and I click this active, and then I press here play. It's going through this because this is not a physics object. But if I add here passive, it will create very complex physics object, and that is bad. We don't wanna have that complex physics object. It just adds too many calculations for Blender to do, and it will create forever the Blender to create that physics simulation. So instead of using this as a physics object, we faked it by adding here another object, and it's going to be the physics object. So let's create the cylinder here, and let's move it, and let's try to make it so it's kind of the same shape as the bigger basket, something like this, maybe even smaller. Something like this is getting very good. And I'm going to move it a little bit up also here. And then I'm going to delete this this up face here. So select it and delete faces. Maybe even a little bit smaller. Okay, this is very good. And then let's select everything and press E to extrude, and then S to scale, and then move down, and maybe even more. Okay, this is the physics object we are going to use. So let's click here this add passive button, and then let's go here in physics options, and you should have here mesh, and it's correct now. So now if we press Alt plus A, it's going to do the simulation. But here we have also a problem. This object is active, but it's said to be a convex hull, and I don't wanna be it convex hull. I'm selecting here instead of that this cylinder, and now it's good. It's getting very crazy, to be honest. I will move it a little bit up. Maybe it's overlapping there. Yeah, it was overlapping. And let's hide this for a while. Press H and this also. and you see that there is this problem. So how we fix that is we go here in edit mode and select everything and then G and then Z to move it down. So now it's covering the whole object. And let's press Alt plus H again, and now we fixed that problem. And guess what? Now we can start duplicating these. So let's select it and Alt plus D, and here we have it. The simulation. Let's start the fun. And let's go to top view and start duplicating those there. And now it's completely up to you how many you wanna have there. And if you don't like one of those, you can just delete it and then add another or something like that. So let's render and let's hide this one. I think it's looking very good now. I'm going to leave it like that. And now when we have this object here, you can convert this to mesh and remove the physics, or you can leave it like this, and I'm going to leave it like this. And let's add here something to the background. And because I'm going to render it from this view location, so I need to move this camera a little bit. So let's select the camera and press Shift plus F, and then with S key I move background backward. Actually, I'm going to numbered 1. So Alt plus Control plus 0, and then G and then Z to move a little bit up, and then R, double click R, and you can rotate the camera like that. Okay, and then I'm going to scale this in X-axis and apply the scale, and then let's select this one here, E to extrude and Z to Z-axis, and then let's select this one here and Control plus B to create the bevel, and then mouse wheel add more segments. And let's go to camera view. And it's getting very good. Rotate in Z-axis because I don't wanna have that shadow in this background. By the way, let's enable here the smooth shading also. Okay. And I wanna make this light source also stronger. So let's add here as a test something like 3, and let's see how it looks like with that. I think it's working. I make this light source a little bit smaller because I wanna have a sharper shadow there. It's now very blurry, so how I fix it, I make this value smaller. Let's see how it looks like with that. Not bad, maybe a little bit more blurry. Okay, and this is the main light source, and let's duplicate it and let's create another light source from it, and let's select area lamp, and this is the secondary light source, and I changed these values to make the light source a little bit bigger, and then let's just rotate it like that, and let's see how it affects. Let's also change the color here. I'm going to add some tint with this light source, and let's make it also stronger, something like 50. Let's test with that. I still can't see anything. 100. Okay, 500. Okay, now it's creating an effect. Let's duplicate it and rotate in Z-axis like this. And I'm going to add here bluish light. So now the shadow here is a little bit blue. That's cool effect. And then I add here also fill light. So there is not black areas anymore. And this I choose a little bit more neutral color. Maybe I add here also some little bit coloring for this. Also, this background should have some materials here. So let's select here material, and this is going to be PG as a background. By the way, this my studio setup, it's just something that I do, but you of course can model whole desktop or whatever you wanna do. And let's add the glossy, and let's add mix shader, and let's connect this here, and let's see. Actually, those reflections are not very beautiful to me, so I add roughness for this, so the reflections are not so visible, and I make this world completely black, so there is not that kind of ambient light. And it seems that the background needs some light source also, so let's duplicate this one and rotate it like this, and I'm going to lit the background with this one. Let's see how it looks like with that. And let's make the color white. I will make it a little bit bigger also. And let's add some very crazy amount of numbers here, 1000, and let's see how it works. And I guess it works, but I'm going to multiply this. So let's press multiply 3. And let's make it even wider, because there is those black spots and I don't wanna have those there. Multiply 2. And let's move it a little bit there, because I think it was lighting a little bit of those pencils. And that's not the signal I wanna give. So this, I guess, is getting very okay. Also, I moved this a little bit in Z-axis and rotate it so it's pointing there. And let's see. Let's multiply this also with 2. And rotate this in X-axis. Okay, now the background is completely white. And it's good, it works with this image. But I wanna have here also a little bit stronger values. Ctrl plus B, you can select the area you wanna render. And let's see in close-up. Those white pencils are getting very white, so I wanna edit that material a little bit. So let's go here and select this paint or tip, whatever, and then let's select these colors, and then let's press tab, and then let's select this white here, and let's make it a little bit more like a gray. Maybe it was too much. Okay. And then let's select this wood material also. And let's add here glossy BSDF, and let's add here mix shader, and let's mix those. And let's add Fresnel. And I also make this value a little bit darker. Now it's looking very good. And let's add here noise texture. I wanna add some bump mapping for those wooden parts. So let's add here bump node and connect this here and this here and this here. And with Ctrl plus B, let's select one of those tips and let's go to very close view. And let's make max amount of details and this to something quite small. Please don't crash Blender. And then let's reduce the strength. Okay, this is the effect I wanted to have. By the way, if you duplicated these correctly, you can even edit the unwrap. You can edit the UV islands here. So if I go here and select this one, and then maybe like this, and then here also this, and let's deselect that, and then press Ctrl plus E, and then mark C, and then let's select everything and U and unwrap. Then let's go here and UV image editor, and you should have this, but you should have it also there because it's the same object. So if you duplicated those with Alt plus D, then you can do that. But if you duplicated them with Ctrl plus D, then they are separate objects, and that is a problem because now the unwrap is not shared with those all. Okay, that was the lesson now, and you can now add here some textures. For example, if you wanna have some text in all of those pencils. I think I actually wanna do that. So let's go here and let's click these UVs and then let's click export UV layout, and I'm going to save it like that, pencils1.png, and let's open your image editor and let's wait it to open. It's taking a little bit time. Affinity photo. Okay. Okay, I'm not going to restore anything. New document and then actually cancel. I need to click here Ctrl plus Shift plus S and then let's copy this one. And then let's go here and then paste it here, and now we have here this folder, and add the image here in Affinity Photo or GIMP or whatever you are using, and here we have it. So let's add here new layer and let's write text, and what do I call those? Mr. Pencils, and what do I wanna tell with these pencils? What's the story behind of these? Use with skilled hands. Okay, that's my brand now, and I make it a little bit bigger. And then let's rotate it, and it's a little bit too big, so let's make it back smaller, and I'm going to position it here. Actually, I don't know, maybe it should be like this, in this direction. I guess it's more logical like that. And then let's hide that one, and let's just save this image, and I click Alt plus Ctrl plus Shift plus S, and I'm going to save it as JPEG and a little bit less quality, and let's find the folder. Why it can't remember the folder? Pencils, and okay, and then let's go back to Blender and then let's open here this pencils map, and here it is, and then let's add the mix shader, and then let's add image texture and connect it. Here we are going to use this as a stencil map, and let's select here the pencils map and let's add here texture coordinates. What is going on with my voice? I'm losing it. I will go drinking something. Okay. So if we now go to rendered mode, okay, this is wrong texture, wrong material. Let's select those all. I was adding that in the boost texture and that was not the point. So let's select those three and then press Ctrl plus C to copy them, and then I just delete them. Just like that. And then let's go here in the paint. And then here Ctrl plus V. And then let's connect this here and this here. And let's invert that. Okay, so we have now here those texts. I need to edit this a little bit. Unwrap. And let's select one of these and press numpad slash so we can see it. Scale by 0. Okay. And here the same. And let's see how it looks like. And then let's select this one and scale in x-axis a little bit. I'm going to select this one also and move it a little bit aside. This. Scale by 0. And let's select this and let's move in this direction. And I'm going to scale this also a little bit bigger. I don't care if it's bigger than the image, actually. It doesn't matter. Expect it might be that if it's too big, it's like if it's like this, then you might have the texture here multiple times, but let's not do it like that. Why can't I undo here? I'm going to scale here also to 0. Also I'm going to select this one so I don't anymore see those back edges. You unwrap and let's see. Okay, now it looks like that there is not any more distortion. So let's go here and then let's scale it a little bit bigger. Something like this. And let's go here. Okay, now it's okay, so I close this editor here and let's edit a little bit this paint material. So I'm going to duplicate these both and not going to add it there. Undo. What is going on with Blender? Why can't I undo? Let's add here mix RGB and mix shader. Sorry about this confusion, sometimes I just do stupid things. And then let's go here and select something like this. I'm going to add some gold paint for those and let's go seeing and maybe reduce a little bit the roundness from this, and then let's add Fresnel and connect it here. Maybe a little bit more roundness. Okay, I think it's very good. Let's make here some bigger value. I think this is very good. To be honest, I don't know if it's the correct value, but I guess it's good enough. And then let's go here and press numpad slash again. And now we need to simulate all of those again, because I kind of removed the effect. So let's just press play and wait that Blender will do the magic job. Okay, very good. And let's see, there's the text and there. And I think that's it. The tutorial was like this. Now we can just render it. So let's go here and I'm going to render it out with 500 samples and then light paths, and I reduce those bounces because I wanna render very fast, and I also don't wanna have reflective caustics or refractive caustics either. So 4 bounces and then performance. This is okay for me, and then clump indirect, and then there I'm using value 2, and then I'm going to reduce also sampling threshold. So if the light goes below this value, it's now 0, then Blender will clamp it out. So I'm going to use here something like this. So all the light bounces which are below this will not render, and it reduces the noise very much. And here I'm going to simplify, and I'm going to use these default settings, and this is also making the render a little bit faster and less noisy. I don't know if it makes it. Actually, it can make it also faster because it reduces subdivisions in some cases. But be aware that if you have some settings that you wanna save, then just don't remove the effect with those. Okay, and let's see how it looks like in rendered mode. It's very good. So let's press F12 and let's see. Now we need to wait. Okay, what is going on now? Oh, I forgot. Let's press ESC to escape from this render, and then let's press Alt push H and you see this object here. So let's select this cylinder here and let's click this button here. So now it's not rendering anymore, and let's hide it again. And let's press F12 again. That was very stupid from me. To be honest, I think I'm going to render this again, because there's some things that bugs me. So what I'm going to fix is, let's see this in rendered mode. As you can see, there is so much of those dark colors, and I wanna have more red colors. So I'm going to change these materials a little bit. Paint, and then let's go here and edit, and then let's move these a little bit less black and more these colors. Let's see how it looks like now. Because the blackness is just something I don't like so much to have. I think those colors are better. I hope you actually did that setting before. I think I was explaining those, how you fix those colors at the start. Okay, so I'm going to render and then I open it again in Affinity Photo. Okay, let's edit the colors. I'm going to activate here the develop persona, and here I'm going to change the clarity a little bit. Just only a little bit. It seems that it looks bad if I have too much of this, so only very slight amount. And then I add also more saturation to those pencils. Okay, let's also check what happens with the white balance. Okay, I guess I'm not going to change the white balance either at this point. And curves, my favorite. Let's clip a little bit the black values. Okay, not that much I think. Okay, so now I just click develop, and that's it. This is the image. Hope you enjoyed this tutorial and see you next time.